A few weeks later, we were out with friends celebrating the end of exams. Alex had a few too many drinks, and as the night wore on, he grew more animated, pulling me into hugs, his arms slung around my shoulder. I knew it was just the alcohol, but I couldn't help savoring the moment. As we stumbled back to the dorm, he stopped suddenly, turning to face me. "You know," he said, his eyes searching mine, "you're one of the most important people in my life." I felt my breath catch. "Alex, don't." "No, I mean it," he interrupted, his voice soft. I don't know what I'd do without you." He was looking at me with an intensity that was both terrifying and thrilling. "Alex, The words were on the tip of my tongue, but I didn't know if I had the courage to say them. But he shook his head, as if sensing my hesitation. "It's okay," he murmured. "Whatever you're feeling, it's okay." And in that moment, I felt the weight of my secret lift. I didn't have to tell him. Somehow, he already knew. And he wasn't running away. Instead, he wrapped me in a hug, holding me close. And for the first time, I let myself believe that maybe this wasn't the end of the story. The next morning, things felt different. He was quieter, more reserved, but there was a softness in his gaze that hadn't been there before. We didn't talk about what had happened the night before, but there was an unspoken understanding between us. Over the following days, he'd reach for my hand or touch my shoulder in ways that felt deliberate, tender. One evening, as we sat on his bed watching a movie, he turned to me, his expression serious. "You know, I'm not exactly sure what I'm feeling," he admitted, his voice barely above a whisper, "but I do know I care about you. A lot." I didn't need any more words. I leaned in, pressing my lips to his, feeling years of longing dissolve in that single perfect moment. His arms wrapped around me, pulling me close, and I knew that whatever came next, we'd face it together. In the days that followed, our relationship unfolded slowly, quietly, but beautifully. He wasn't just my roommate or my best friend. He was the person who saw me, truly saw me, and chose to stay. And as we stood together, watching the city lights flicker in the distance, I knew that I'd found something more than love. I'd found my home.